Adventure time! Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant lands. We'll take the dog and then we can win. The book will never end. It's adventure time.
Do we have to do an intro?
Yeah, intro. Hello, my name is Ken Osborne.
I'm Pendleton Ward.
Aku Castuera.
I'm Rebecca Sugar.
I'm Tom Herpich.
I'm Cole Sanchez.
I'm Adam Muto.
Who's left? Jesse. I'm Jesse Moynihan.
Hey.
And this is Silent King. This is me and Jesse Moynihan and Cole Sanchez.
Hey.
All three of y'all.
It's Tom, what just happened?
Well, we just did the commentary for the entire... Maybe there's like 1 minute left of the episode, and Penn had forgotten to hit record.
I forgot.
We had a false start, too.
Yeah, but the rest was really good.
Yeah.
Penn and Jesse recounted their story of going together to the sensory deprivation place. And Cole told his also a separate story of going to a sensory deprivation tank, and they're pretty interesting stories. I don't know if these guys are going to tell them again or not. Well, let's wait and see.
I can tell the whole thing again with the same energy.
Let's do it, man. Let's talk about...
Cole didn't even get to his. So.
Oh no! Well, all right. So I went in and you guys had a lot of setup in yours.
Well, first of all, there's a sensory deprivation tank in this episode, and that's why we're talking about it.
Right.
Jake is in one.
And Jesse and I went to this sensory deprivation tank because we were both inspired by this movie from the 80s where this one particular actor turns into an energy beast. And that's what I was interested in, at least. Is that why you went?
That is why I went.
Me too.
I saw that movie, and I had read some things about the benefits of sensory deprivation for your psychology and for for traveling back in time to Neanderthal man.
All right, go into the story.
All right, so when we first got there, first we were sitting there, and I was like, can I get in there with my shorts on still? And he was like, absolutely not. You have to take your shorts off because the ink in your shorts will pollute my water.
What about the vibrating things?
That's coming up next.
Sorry, I thought you forgot. I was just trying to help.
Sheesh.
And he said,
I won't help anymore.
And then we had to get up on these vibrating platforms where we stood on them, and they were going to vibrate our entire bodies.
I think it was supposed to clean our lymph system.
Well, all right. And then our lymphs were hyper clean.
Yeah, super clean.
By these vibrating platforms. He said that they work out every muscle in your entire body.
Yeah.
So that you're relaxed to go into the...
did you
He was
feel
just
like
like,
you did?
he was just like, check this out, man. Stand on these things, bro.
And one was better than the other. One was better than the other, and I think I had the better one.
Oh, really?
And I was looking at you and just going like, that's all I remember. And then we got off of those things, and then we each went into our own private rooms where we entered our own private deprivation tanks.
Separate.
And so I could still hear sounds of people outside and cars, so it wasn't entirely deprived of audio, which was a bummer. It was totally bumming me out and taking me out of the entire thing. Do you want to I want to tell my whole thing?
Yeah, tell your whole thing, and I'll tell my thing.
So I was sitting in there, and the whole thing about the shorts was making me think that this creepy dude had cameras in the in the deprivation tank. But I got over that soon enough, and then I just floated there for a little bit, and I tried to really get into it and take advantage of the time that I was paying for in this tank of salty water, and it's full of salt, the water, so that your body floats. But my body kept touching the sides of the tank, and it was really slimy, and that was nasty, and that kept taking me out of the experience. But I was really going for it, and then after a while, I think I just tried to fall asleep. I think but I couldn't. I felt so dumb sitting in there because I could hear people walking around on the beach. It was ridiculous. And then I was touching the slimy sides, and I was like, "Oh, okay, what am I going to do for the rest of my time?" So I just started splashing. I was splashing the water all around in the tank, trying to have fun, and floating in this tank. And then I just got up and got out of it, and I called out for Jesse to see if he was getting out of it. But tell me about your super intense experience.
Right, my experience was sort of like I had the same agenda of wanting to like devolve into a prehistoric man or an amoeba and like get in touch with the universal energy. And so what happened was that I got in there and it's like totally dark, and at first you feel like you're in a photo booth, like when you're putting photo negatives into a thing, you gotta be in total darkness when you do that, like when you're taking photo 101 class or whatever. And you start to lose touch with reality, sort of. You're just like in this darkness and you forget like what shapes are and stuff, and then when you walk out you're like, oh, the world, like, like that. So it was like feeling like that. But that was because there's this additional sensation of floating, so you feel like you're in space, and I felt like I was in space, except it was hard to breathe because it's like so humid in there, and started the walls just like I forgot that there were walls, and so then like it just became this like infinite space to me, and I was like so overwhelmed by that feeling of being so minuscule, and like that it started giving me panic attack about like all the stuff that I think about all the time that gives me panic attacks at night.
Wow, man, I was just in a box, in a metal box that this hippy dippy dude put together and filled with water and salt.
I think I'm pre-programmed to like go into that mode about like panic about the universe and stuff like that. So that just like automatically trigger. I don't need much to trigger it.
I panicked about the universe when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I don't panic anymore.
All right. Well, anyway, so
no, that wasn't meant to be a.
Well, I was touching the walls on purpose to like.
Dude, I was touching those walls. It was gross.
Yeah, but I was touching it as like a comfort, so that I knew that I was in a place.
I was like trying to not touch the walls because they were taking me out of the whole thing. I was like, be in space. Put yourself in space. I want to be in space.
You wanted it so hard that you couldn't get it, and I didn't really want it, and so I got it.
How much did it cost?
How much is it? It's like
$40.
$40?
Oh, that's
$40
okay.
for like
I thought you were gonna say like 100.
Maybe if it was more expensive, I would have zoned out faster. I'd have been like, this is legit.
Well, anyway, we got out, and I remember we got out and walked out on the beach, and I was so really brain fried from that thing, and I walked out, and this guy on rollerblades turns around with an electric guitar.
As I went in, it was really dark, and I was laying there, and I was just staring up at the ceiling, and
here
I
it
fell
comes.
asleep.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
here's Jake.
just like this. I look like
Jake
this.
in the sensory deprivation tank.
Yep.
So wait, who's having that experience?
The only thing I did was I just fell asleep with my eyes open, and I started dreaming. So it freaked me out because I wasn't, I didn't have like the usual, like when you close your eyes, you're like, okay, it's like safe to dream now. But with the eyes open, and I just started hallucinating. Felt like I was hallucinating, and got out of the tank. And the guy who ran the shop left me there. He took off, and I was in the shop alone. And he had told me before I got in that I could stay in the whole night.
He did that to us too. That's another reason why I was like, this guy is creeping on us, and he's going off to his like secret hideout to watch us on his cameras.
Just with tons of monitors all over the wall.
With that said, I want to go back and really go for it again, because I'm bummed that y'all had an amazing experience and I had absolute nothing.
I feel like I could handle it now better.
Yeah.
I was going through a tough time.
How many tanks?
There's 2 tanks.
There's only 2.
So, Zergiak, I think I've tried to bring him back over the course of a couple of seasons, and always with the resistance from Penn, but finally, I think...
He's in all the little people.
Oh, yeah, he is in all the little people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Zergiak's making a comeback
Yeah. Jake Suit, too.
pretty soon. Jake Suit also coming back.
I think I was just bummed out by his weird dress, which made me be like, I don't know, Zergiak.
Too garish.
Okay. Hey, it's the Box Prince, man.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's what's for name.
a lot of origins in this episode.
Box Prince is a future episode, has not yet aired.
Wait, you're doing an episode about silent
No,
whisper?
No, it's just about a box with a crown.
Oh, okay.
There's more to it, but
The end.
you'll find out.
Thanks for watching.
The end.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nope.
We didn't do our props to Davey on this one.
Oh yeah, David Johnson.
Props to Davey. Huh?
David Johnson, is there yuck?
Props to Davey Johnson,
And
Zergia.
Michael J. Anderson as Gummy.
And Ken Osborne as Kent Goblin.
That's right.
Yeah. Maria
Special
Bamford
thanks.
is Maria Goblin.
Just read the credits.